Yeah, and you're completely right with what you said earlier. Ultimate attacks should be one that they can pick off easily. But realistically, it's one which we could see certainly an upset. LYNGBY Vikings, we were talking about this earlier on today, how lots of teams considered underdogs have had lots of better chances really coming into this. And look at the odds, and LootBet, of course, as you'd expect, favouring Ultimate Attacks.
They certainly are, and this could be some odds, I think, based on just the complete unknown of LYNGBY, right? Because we haven't seen so much evidence from them, I don't think you can realistically give them those favoured odds there from our betting partners over at LootBet. And in the pistol, Alternate Attacks, they've got the 2 smokes, they've got 2 flashes and a Molotov. That indicates that they're probably going to want to hit that A bomb site. Otherwise, they'd have only picked 1 smoke up to just, hit CT and then smash into that B site, realistically speaking. So it's going to be an interesting one from them on the attack, as LYNGBY haven't shown any aggression on the defense. And that's the difference between, I think, CIS pistol rounds sometimes and more Western European focused, Western European focused teams like Danish, who try and play it a bit more tactically.
Yeah, for now, Rouse looks to back away. Flashbang goes in, Ultimate Attacks. The Germans now look to really get to grips with what could be their early banana control. A little bit of pre-fire. Slacks hasn't achieved too much. And I said we watched Ultimate Attacks earlier this month when they played in last week's tournament. They made it to the playoffs but didn't get too far. But in their best of 1 game, I seem to recall they looked so strong and they had a really easy game on Overpass. So they'd love to really say that they've got a nice chance here. We now approach the A side. Players already here defensively are really looking to cause the damage. Stefan and Twinix now just trade out, but the player in pit has done lots more work. Twinix, that was insane, but Stefan and Slack still have the sight to maybe get a bomb plant on.
The bomb will go down, and luckily for Alternate Attacks, both players still have that body armor, so aim punch not an issue up against the USPSs, and they both convert their clean headshots, giving the pistol the way of the T's. And obviously, in a best of 1 on Inferno, just going to be incredibly important to grind out a really good score on this T side, because you don't have any options if you struggle on the T side and then fail on CT to recover from that initial difficulty, as there's no more maps in the series to fall back on.
Yeah, this is obviously in a best of 1, anything can happen. Both sides have more or less an equal chance of really pulling off the win, no matter what history you've got on the map. And this is where, if you're Ultimate Attacks, you just have to be careful on the offense. They've at least found the opening kill this round. Cressy takes out his opponent. Attacks more happy to just march even towards CT. They're looking for the kill, so really looking to see what this force brought LYNGBY side could cause in terms of damage. Typos will find a kill back. 2 and LYNGBY really for now. It won't be forced out by any utility for the moment. Stefan does walk out. Resmoke just gives some cover, as now the bomb looks to go down here on the A side.
LYNGBY still thinking about contesting this one in the 4-on-4. Desperation spam through the smoke to find early advantages is not going their way, and with that kill from Slacks, I think LYNGBY just have to completely back out now. Instead, Cabby goes in and loses his MP9, and the remaining 2 CTs in Library should just be hunted down in kind as well. AK's already doing the work. Ral's left alone with the P250. Nothing he can hope to do in this round whatsoever. So it is going to be the clean anti-force coming out from Alternate Attacks. It'll be an eco in the next one from the LYNGBY Vikings, and theoretically a nice early clean 3-0 scoreline for the Germans.
Yeah, Strong could be the only player really forced to force out a weapon. It didn't sound right in my head, but the sentence makes sense, and it is totally fine. LYNGBY, it should be an eco. They shouldn't be investing too much going into this one. To an X can maybe drop a pistol, but wait for the money to get restored. Wait until you get a full time. And look for the damage, really, that you can do in round number 3. For the attack side, full set of utility. Still a couple of grills in the mix just to maybe look for the damage. Skonk's got one of them. And maybe on the Mac 10. Just hunting, really, for anything close. Slow start. Germans playing it safe. LYNGBY a stack towards B for now. Just force them back from car with that Molotov in the way.
Absolute brilliant usage of utility there from Alternate Attacks. 1 Molotov has turned this round from facing 5 stacked players in the B bomb site to facing a free one because they've all rotated off towards A now. Absolutely proving exactly how important utility can be in these rounds. The differences it can make to players, even just one Molotov. That forced all 5 players around to the complete opposite side of the map. And now alternate attacks don't have to worry about losing any players on the way into the site, which is the most dangerous prospect.
Well, it's taken them a while really to get onto the site to get the bomb plant. Slacks getting a nice double kill, but LYNGBY all of a sudden they kept it relatively close. They almost had an advantage, but maybe with the Mac 10 at least has an AK now after finding the last few kills. It felt dangerous. It got concerning near the end, but for LYNGBY, a really good eco which now supplies them an AWP and M4s, and it isn't a weapon that alternate attacks. Well, I was going to say it won't be a weapon they have, but Slacks has just bought it.
Decides to invest heavily. Could be the correct call here. Realistically speaking, if they can use that AWP, just counter Cabby in Twin-X in some way, and just keep that CT economy under harassment, even if you're utilizing this AWP for the express purpose of removing LYNGBY's AWP from the round, then that's just the economic factor, which will burn the CTs down eventually on the money. If you can keep getting those sniper rifles away, the investment just so great. Burn the money down eventually. Twin-X will get one, but the follow-up comes through from Mirbid, and it's Cabby who'll be under a little bit of pressure now here in Boiler. He decides to back out and rejoin his team, who have actually rotated 3 players towards the A-bomb side off that opener.
Cressy could be the player really to look out for, really approaching the site. The AWP, in fact, is now recovered. Mirbid might now look for the trade kill after, in fact, his teammate falls down towards short. Bird from Sky gets the trade kill, and looking now towards long, well, LYNGBY won't have anything to do on A because it's going to be this hit over towards B. Rouse sends the initial Molotov down. Resmoke. And one towards CT in counter utility terms. It's going to be ATTAX still forcing themselves closer towards the site. Stefan's so lucky to be alive on 11 HP, and they're just being delayed, and they're really concerned about approaching the site.
The utility has done an absolute number on this execution, but they're still going to try and make their way in. Ralls is found by the AWP, but Bird from Sky replies for 1, 2 even from Coffins onto Mirbid, and that leaves him in the one-on-one against Slacks at this point. AWP in the hands of the T player, commits to the bomb and does it with enough time to stay up, but he whiffs the shot. Does he whiff the second as well? What on earth is this one-on-one? Bird still allowed to continue the aggression here, and he just sticks the bomb. Slacks, is he going to aggress out? He does peek around. Bird adjusts, but he can't land the shot. The wrong call to stick there, and alternate attacks keep the streak going.
Well, a perfect start. It got concerning, and well, either side could have fallen worse off in that scenario, but it's LYNGBY who take the fall and take the loss with it. They're still going to force out what they can either way. Bird from Sky got the M4 after his 3 kills he converted in that one. And for the attack side now, they can certainly force out around it. They can certainly look to really secure this initial damage. The AWP now just scoped in on middle. Bird from Sky only has a smoke to really give support and utility, so they can't aggress. They have to play it safe. I'm not sure if the Molotov was intended for Car, but it certainly doesn't clear sandbags where that one player still is. He did eat an 8 up, but now quite passive. The Germans, for now, not quite too comfortable progressing up Banana fully.
Be walking into a crossfire set up by the LYNGBY Vikings, and one that they eventually decide to bail out of. Bird with that M4, the only rifle alive on the CT side, on 43 HP, if he plays the aggressive position in sandbags, there's no way his team can get that rifle back and try and use it if he falls down. And realistically speaking, with all that T utility, he'd just get zoned out without even getting a kill. Instead now, he's boosted up on the plant pots. He's got Riles here to make some noise, to cause some distractions, and he's got Typos coming in as well as the second rotating player. Alternate attacks, they want to have another go at this B-bomb side, and they might have the timing right as the rotator goes back to A.
Yeah, the timing's going to be right, but this smoke is really that dent in the steel, which means they're not looking too convinced. They're a little bit scared, really approaching. They've got 20 seconds to clear so many angles. A third player, even from CT at this point, LYNGBY are going to commit because at this point they've got no info and no utilities sent out towards A. The Deagle spam should have been something. The M4 on top. It's only off one. How is Scrunk not dead? Eventually, he does fall, but the AWP comes off better with 3 seconds. They've got just about the time to get the bomb down, and all of a sudden, a chaotic round leaves Cabby with a Deagle left to find 3 of them.
He'd need 3 headshots, especially with an AWP waiting in the wings. It can just shut this round down immediately. They know his position now as well. Slax is quite aggressive with this AWP, but he'll land the shot, so it doesn't matter. And in that last round, Bird with the rifle does well to get the 2 kills there, but he just overextends by going back for the 3rd with the USP when he could have dropped down into a smoke, maybe thrown that rifle back a little bit for his teammates to recover. But unfortunately, due to the Force not having enough firepower, it will be a German round victory either way. The 5-0 scoreline on this T side looking very convincing at the moment for alternate attacks. And LYNGBY with another fall by together, they now get to show us whether they're going to put resistance up or just fall to the T side onslaught of alternate.
Oh, Bird actually pushes that. They quickly get banana control, so they've changed up the pace, and a perfect idea to try and now deny alternate any map control with it. And so many of those early rounds, you always saw the Germans even consider pushing forward just to get any info. So now they've denied that. It means that now this A site might be under a bit more pressure. Mibit, for now the first one, looking to work his way even towards CT just for extra info. The AWP might be a key point going forward, and they've got the boost, so utilising. Cabby gets the bomb, drop the AWP, and the AK even taking a bit of damage off of it. And for the first time this game, it feels as though LYNGBY have a strong position to be in.
It felt like it, but now that Mirbit's here, it feels almost the opposite. This is so crucial for alternate attacks, this banana play here. Stefan probing around with a Molotov. He's going to return to the A bomb site instead. Mirbit's currently waiting for rotators, but when his team commit, he's going to get at least 1 free kill after he makes his way out of library here. There's no way TwinX expects him to be so close. It has to be a great adjustment, and the flash! Oh, it all goes wrong! He can't find the kill! His team flashes him, I think. Somehow, he gets the headshot through the smoke there, still is able to convert it, but it's being recovered by LYNGBY in the site. TwinX's AWP shutting it all down. That was a great opportunity from alternate attacks that was denied in the execution.
So did TwinX just not fall there? Because, well, there he is. He tried to escape. Maybe its AK spray wasn't enough. The Deagle, where does it lands on the player? What? It landed on the player, I think, in front of TwinX. That doesn't make sense. But the AWP play from it was just from as good as anything. That's a really confusing round.
Absolute chaos in the A bomb site, but it gives LYNGBY their first, so they won't be complaining too much in that instance. 5-1 now for alternate attacks as their money actually drained from just 1 loss here. Losing this gun round would potentially force them onto an eco situation, at least just upgraded pistols. They look like they want to try the A bomb side again at the moment, but I'm so surprised at that execution from alternate attacks. I can't believe they team flash Mirbit like that. It ruins everything.
Well, talking about flashes, Bird from Sky is going to flash Cabby, at least for a little peek in apartments. And they might have got a bit of info because Cressy is deeper towards the ramp on apartments and towards the stairway. But now, though, the Stain will back off. LYNGBY now play a bit more passive, and they have to, given a lack of utility really left here on the A site. It's going to be the A site, which also looks to get compromised once again. But it depends on where really alternate find this opening kill. Skunk again, deep in CT. They're doing this quite often. And one of these times, I just imagine they go B.
You'd certainly expect it. This rotation from Rals can still do a lot of damage despite the alternate attacks positions. He's almost the flank of the flank at this point, trying to make sure they don't try the arch side split to A. But the issue is as soon as Scrunk pushes out a library, Rals is going to push in behind them both. Bird finds Scrunk instead, actually. Excellent work from him, and now he's looking around for Mirbit. Rals finds him. It's all going wrong in A yet again. Alternate attacks, they can't get in. There's no time to plant the bomb. Slax has to get away with that AWP and it's going to be an eco at least for alternate attacks in the next.
Yes, that's a big call to really go for now. You've got an AWP save, so do you force out pistols? Because it's not entirely worth it, but Slax's money isn't going to be in the best state, even if they do come off losers here. It's such an odd call that they're going to have to make. It's LYNGBY now have a chance to really build up their own bank and look towards weapons. And I'm not surprised the Germans want to force out pistols. The Eagles, a load of flashes, and maybe one of these rushes up towards B wouldn't hurt. For now, though, you're relying on an AWP to really make a play, get the info, and look for some kills. And you've also got to go up against 4 AKs, so that's a concern.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Slaxy gets so aggressive towards A, punished immediately. Scrunk, has he been able to recover the AWP? I don't think so. The E key clearly not working out for him, and Typos can just clear him and Meerbid up now. Stefan and Cressy going to be looking to try and recover that sniper if they can, but it's such a difficult thing to ask for them at this point. LYNGBY guaranteed 3 on the board now. And alternate attacks, they're probably still going to have to eco up into the next after they dumped money into this round.
Oh, how does Typos not even find a kill? Cabby trades out Stefan. He could certainly win this now. He knows where the player on site is. 3 HP is only his downfall. Bird from Sky with his AK comes off better. The Danes, they are waking up, but for a force buy from alternate attacks, that really isn't too bad considering the damage they got out of it.
Indeed, and in case you weren't aware, Hellcase is our official case partner here at Malta Vibes. You won't get bored with Hellcase, and you can use the promo codes you just saw to save more and grab what you deserve. 5-3 alternate attacks on their first real eco of the game now, giving LYNGBY the opportunity definitely to come back up and tie the scoreline. You'd expect them to get 4 in this, and they'd be looking at 5 in the next.
Oh, Cressy just eats a bit of nade damage in the initial stages, but it is his teammate, in fact, Cabby, who gets the opening kill. Cressy just hungry for any sort of info he can get, and it's not as if alternate attacks are playing this together. Again, all split up, really looking for whatever info they can find. It's a second for the Dane. And for now, LYNGBY seem to have little issues dispatching of what is a pistol eco.
It's definitely gone well so far for the CT side. The Germans keeping it slow at this point, waiting for some kind of aggression, but as I alluded to slightly earlier on, it's unlikely when you're facing up against teams like Danish sides, teams where they put more of an emphasis on tactical elements rather than pushing for information or trying to use aggression and individual skill to create plays for yourselves. And that's ultimately what then leads to you just having Stefan left alive at the end with not even Raul peeking into him because he doesn't want to throw that AK away. Instead, he waits for Stefan to walk into his crosshair, finds the headshot, and makes sure that that CT cache stays as flush as possible.
An AWP. AKs and M4s. I'm completely lost at this point. I shouldn't be because it's just Counter-Strike at this point. 4, which could become 5 if alternate attacks come off worse in this gun round here. And this is now the time they've got to really make a statement. LYNGBY, they've got a bit of momentum and a bit of cash also built up with it. So the AWP battle in middle is for Twinx, something he doesn't want to contest with, and rightly so, because Slacks could certainly hit a couple of shots. Currently 11 kills, 4 deaths. And with Cressy also looking towards apartments control, it is really a stacked banana, which the Germans now have to go up against. Free Fire looking for the info. Stefan, in fact, caught off by Bird from Sky, but they can't do anything else from it. Bird from Sky needed more, but Strong gets the kill, 2 kills back at least, and now the Germans have a bit of control down in banana.
This is where, situationally speaking, you can make the argument for the M4A1S. Smokes down on banana, you're not going to get punished with the tracers there. Cabby is punished for getting aggressive. Cressy, the judge on that one, and the executioner distributing it. They've sent Riles over on his own towards the A bomb site, as they know why on earth would alternate attacks just push the last remaining 2 CTs on Banana to win their round. And I mean, if TwinX wants a chance at winning this round, Riles has to get a minimum of 2, realistically 3 here. They're going to peek straight into him. He'll find the first head, can't get the second as he retreats into the smoke. He's trying to buy time for his teammate to come in. The AWP from Slacks has the angle right, but the kill goes with Riles. This is all going wrong. Alternate attacks, there's one man dispatching this tide, and now there's one man who can save it for LYNGBY. It's TwinX on the AWP, Cressy in pit, and Mirbit in the site.
An AWP which has no utility, only a kit in terms of anything to help him on this retake, and the AWP is maybe a more difficult weapon to use compared to an AK, but the AWP has still been allowed to deliver the first kill. It's 11 kills maybe if TwinX hits it, but he just doesn't. Cressy comes off better, and the gun round gets converted by the alternate side. LYNGBY, they come off worse, but their money's still good to allow a fall by, but Stefan can't really say that. The amount of damage really achieved by the LYNGBY side certainly means alternate attacks won't be on perfect territory for a weapon. Skunk, he won't drop over anything. He'll have a Galil, and Stefan a UMP. And LYNGBY all of a sudden have a better buy despite losing that.
Just shows you how significant the economic damage can be. Riles, he wants to go aggressive again. Flashed at the minute. There are players straight in front of him, and he will get Strunk. I think Typos goes down to the Molotov as well. How regrettable. Typos getting Stefan, that is, rather. Oh my word. Alternate attack. That foray into Banana punished much more severely than their last was. Any more aggression from this T side, again, could be ripped apart by LYNGBY at this point. And they could even be the call for the save, to be honest with you. I know there's over a minute left on the clock, but in a 3-on-5 situation like this, unless you can find an opening kill at some point soon, time is going to become so significant, it just becomes unrealistic to win a round.
Well, let's see what Rouse gets if he wants to push it any further down towards Banana. No need to. 3 players, and he hears the AWP scoped in, so they get that external piece of information, but they've got to just clear the angles. Mirbit does. Rouse falls. Now an AWP needs to find quite a few kills to maybe make an impact. The nade, and he'll be so lucky to really escape that, because they're just pushing him. The flash is there, but even the AWP just has time to reposition. Bird from Sky even supporting the CT hold so significantly. While the shot doesn't convert, TwinX will again repeat to give himself 12 on top and in control. LYNGBY win the buyout as alternate attacks is forced by just lands what's going to be an eco.
Alternate attacks, they have the bare minimum of 6 on this T side. And they'd certainly be looking to stretch that out even further if they can. Do the vast majority of their work. Because LYNGBY, they're actually stronger on the T side statistically on Inferno, which is something strange to see, but nonetheless, it is the case. Alternate attacks charging in on the 4. Strunk finds one with the grenade. Stefan will convert as well with a Tech 9 onto Bird from Sky. Typos has arrived with a rifle, but he won't do much, at least stop the bomb from being planted, it looks like, unless he can get Strunk through the smoke. Low HP player punished.
Grenade.
Oh, the HE grenade, you're right. It can do so much damage. Just a case of when to throw it. Double nades go out instead. That takes Stefan down. And now it's the 2-on-3 for alternate attacks. They still haven't planted yet.
Oh, they just about get it done despite all the Molotovs raining in from CT. Typos again re-smoked, but still wants to commit towards it. And a great idea, but it's still pressure. In fact, he's allowed to come off better on the flash. TwinX with the AWP and the USP do enough. And a chaotic enter again sees a win for LYNGBY Vikings. Close enough by alternate attacks. Not a great hold, and CTs, I think, deserve that.
Absolutely. That round was saved by a USPS from Cabby there, somehow able to convert those kills. And alternate attacks, not necessarily in trouble. Even if this half ends at 9-6 with the state of Inferno, it's ultimately a very recoverable scoreline, especially with that pistol round victory. So LYNGBY will be looking for all of the advantages that they can get here. They know alternate attacks are about to head on to what theoretically is the stronger side of the map. So They just want to take yet more rounds away. Excellent there from TwinX. Finds the opener onto Slacks and makes it much more likely that LYNGBY win this round.
Well, Stefan, he was on the AWP. He's gifted it back over to Mubit. And it's Alternate Attack's really forced to try and get some sort of response. And if you are LYNGBY at this point, you just need to play it safe. There's no need for you to overcommit or overextend anywhere. The Germans again look to at least challenge top mid. They now back away from that idea. Cressy, the last man, still keeping watch. The presence. 4 towards A, don't forget. And 1 on B defensively. LYNGBY, if they lose this one player, which is an AWP on TwinX also, then that could be a concern. But the shot goes up, the info low, given up. Alternate Attacks now march their way quickly towards the A side.
3 players here for LYNGBY to defend. Smoke's being blocked by the T's, but Scrunk finding the shots is all that's important. Typos trying to dance around this smoke and stay alive here as Alternate Attacks. They could still consider the B hit from Arch side if they wanted to. It looks like A is still their target, and they push the smoke. Cressy finds the kill onto Cabby, and Typos is now in serious trouble here in the pit, looking for any kind of damage, but he won't get anything whatsoever. Cressy removing him on the defense, and now LYNGBY with just 2 to retake. Take a look at that cash. Maybe it's time to save. They back straight out of there. TwinX's AWP, despite getting a great first kill, it wasn't enough to stop Alternate Attacks from winning that round.
Alternate Attacks just don't have the confidence, and they don't even have the money to go hunting for these weapons. So 3 of them grouped up on site with their last player hiding in pit. They are wanting to play a safe game, and you can't blame them given this idea that LYNGBY have now started to string up and bring some momentum in their favour. The AWP, it's worth saying, has certainly been making an impact for TwinX and for LYNGBY. Trying to keep their side in this, but they won't be on top at the end of this round. Attacks need 1 to win the half. And with the AWP and M4 saved, they can certainly look to afford a decent buy into this. Apart from Sky just forcing down to the FAMAS. But it's a full AK and AWP buy from the Attacks point of view.
Everything they could ask for to make this a successful T round is in their hands. Perhaps the only other thing they might want is a very quick opening kill, but instead they are at risk of being chewed up by Molotovs. Deep Banana, the utility from LYNGBY, yet again deters Alternate Attacks from looking at aggressing from this angle, but Rals, he's the one who's aggressive right on the edge of this smoke, hoping that the Germans decide to walk straight up into him. He might go hunting instead. That would be a very risky call.
Well, at this point, don't over-aggress, don't overextend. It's LYNGBY again, gifted more or less that banana control, and they do seem to, well, obviously hold off B a little easier with the control, but also with Attacks then forced into safer and more passive angles. Certainly then applies a bit more pressure on the offense from their point of view, and it's so dangerous in this scenario to really contest and look up banana. Such a risk. 3 players there also. With the flash at least doing the initial set to work. But up from Scott and Rouse up close, make it look easy. Only 1 kill back, only 1 trade kill found. The AWPer, can't even find a player on cast. I don't know what they can do. They've lost the bomb also. You've got 34 seconds. You've now got to try and make a play.
And that smoke stops them from volleying out Rals as well. It's perfect. He even finds another with the FAMAS. Popping out to the AK. He wants Slacks too. He wants the quad. He's dealing damage. But eventually it's Cabby who gets it done. Slacks will only find 1 on the way out. LYNGBY tie it back up at 7-7. They'll be hunting now for that advantageous scoreline, for that 8-7 line. And it's going to be very interesting to see how the dynamics switch when the sides switch here. LYNGBY looking quite conservative on the CT side. Makes me wonder whether they're going to be slightly more passive on the T side and wait around until the end of the rounds before executes. And from Alternate Attacks, I expect to see some funky rotations based on how positional intensive their T side seems to be, especially on the A side.
Oh, the AWP for now isn't going to be allowed too much just yet. A peek, but no conversion even. I'm surprised that doesn't hit, so TwinX doesn't do any damage early on. In fact, runs through a Molotov just to try and give himself some safety. And it has been this A site which Alternate Attacks really have struggled to get a lot of control and a lot of comfortable sight holds with. It's been quite a few retakes from LYNGBY's point of view and quite a good set of sight holds, which have certainly favoured them when looking towards aim. And do you expect Cabby in this position to flash in after the smoke fades? Allowed to come off better, at least for one. Twinix trades out after Skunk got the early German kill. And AK M4s and an AWP. LYNGBY just about have the advantage.
3-on-3 in the A-bomb site. Slacks the first man out. Twinix spots him but can't convert the kill. Just gives the info. Knows there's a second in the site now, but Typos is dead from Pit and Stefan's found Twinix. 2-on-2 retake now for LYNGBY, but the bomb yet to be planted from alternate attacks and both of their players below 40 HP. 78 HP between them. Thankfully, no damage dealing utility like HEs or Molotovs that can really make it messy, but with both players on rifle, it's just a couple of bullets to the body that can take both of these German players out.
If they get a bomb plant, they at least get the opening objective done. Crutty, the AK comes off better, and along with Stefan, it didn't even matter that they were low on health. They made it look easy. They made it quite comforting. An 8-7 half alternate attacks just about on top in this best of one. And I really agree with you, and I want to see really how the teams play out going into that second half to see if LYNGBY can maybe look stronger early on.
Well, statistically speaking, it is a weaker CT side for LYNGBY and a weaker CT side for alternate and a weaker T side for LYNGBY. And LootBet, interestingly enough, reflecting on the odds, they expect alternate attacks to be able to comfortably take this one still. LYNGBY even less likely to win now than they were at the start of the map, according to our betting partners. Wonder if you agree with that one, Louis. I don't necessarily think so. I think perhaps LYNGBY even have more of an opportunity to win here than they did at the start when they were an unknown quantity.
Well, it's going to be about momentum and timing, maybe on a couple of these kills. Slacks roll, him and Stefan make it look easy and maybe look better right. Maybe it's going to be a dominant start for the Germans in the second half. An easy start, no one falling either. That is worth a replay because that was just so clean and convincing. I'm amazed no one falls there. A heavy stack working out.
The gamble pays off for alternate attacks. They deny a T-side bomb plant, which means they're unlikely to face a full force in this round. Just light pistols, a little bit of utility here and there. And that could mean that LYNGBY's buy in the next round actually is quite substantially weaker than it otherwise would have been. 4 MP9s for alternate attacks. Definitely wanting a bit of a bonus out of this one. They want that extra cash. And look how much damage the nades are doing. 2 kills already. Ral's on 16 HP and it's the MP9. Should just be able to clean up this whole round. Last one up Banana, but alternate attacks, they don't even want to do anything about that round. They just shut it down with nades.
Yeah, I didn't expect Bird and Sky really to get much done there. So upgrade a couple of pistols. Now you've got the advantage. But do they upgrade out of the MP9s? That's the key thing. Slacks has gone for the AWP. And you can't help but feel that's a suitable kill. A suitable call going forward even. Armored to support him. But your teammates are on MP9, so you now rely, if anything, on getting close range encounters. And while it certainly works for Inferno, can't really play too much around the AWP.
Certainly can't. No aggressive peeking with that sniper rifle. They know that the value of it in this buy is just too great to risk throwing it away in the early stages. The good thing for alternate attacks here is that LYNGBY's utility is severely limited. With just 2 smokes, 2 flashes and a Molotov, they have to take this full execution over towards the BE bomb site. They don't really have enough to get all the way into the multiple stages of breaking into that A-bomb site. And the early utility deployment, or at least the sound cues, has already triggered 1 rotation from the A-bomb site. There could yet be more to come. It's just a matter of time before LYNGBY pull the trigger on this B site.
50 seconds. The commitment was about to come in, but they're just going to push through the smoke that the CTs have deployed anyway. Skunk Well, it's MP9s against heavily AK'd weapons. Grumpy, Cressy. Well, they don't even allow LYNGBY to respond. That's AKs losing to SMGs and FAMAS weapons. Up to 11 alternate attacks. They've had a stormer of a half, and now they can upgrade. Like Stefan keeping his MP9 and the same with Mibit. What a
Well, yeah, it's going to be
round.
the anti-eco. It's the double bonus. That was an amazing crossfire in the B bomb site there. Perfect usage of flashbangs and positioning as well. Deploying that opening flash, but then having just one of the two players on the left reveal his position by shooting completely baits LYNGBY out into not anticipating there being three in the bomb site. I think that's what really falls apart for them. They're completely blind the whole time. MP9s and pistols just gunning them down from every angle. What on earth do they have to do about that one? Tech 9s and Deegs for them in the round. There's alternate attacks hunting down 12 at this point. There's no utility whatsoever for LYNGBY this time, and they're going to want to try and use the Deeg headshots to brute force into this A site.
Oh, the York could get such an easy amount of kills, but LYNGBY, they can't be peeking this one by one. They kind of try for the run boost. It's lucky, really, that the York misses the shot because they can certainly lurk around to CT and towards bin. This York really now going to be under the pressure. Only one kill converted. You've lost an AWP to Twin-X. And now the Deagles can be a bit more susceptible to achieving damage. Skunk just falls away with his AK back towards CT. No commitment as of yet, but for the Danes, it's more than likely going to be a play towards aim.
You're absolutely right. Spotted out in the apartment. Cressy needs to convert the kill, and he does so. It's all over. Alternate attacks. They do well, LYNGBY, to find at least one kill onto Slacks, but they can't do anything against that alternate attack CT defense, and this is looking dire for the Danish side at the moment. They've really struggled to get anything done on this T side, but finally now they have the rifles they want, and they have a lot more utility than they had previously as well. This should lend them a much greater ability to break into a bomb site. But look at this confidence from the Germans. They still keep the MP9s forward. They're just going to use them as the bonus every time.
Well, why not? They've not really had any issues with them, necessarily. Stefan, so quick. Bird from Sky didn't even have time to send the smoke to take Molotov out. But that's a response that you want as LYNGBY. Cavi finding Skunk gives them a bit of an advantage, but look at this alternate attacks. They've already cleared Banana. They've already got bottom mid control. It's a good thing Typos found that kill back because alternate attacks are certainly running away with this. But now in a 3-on-3, Stefan had to play it safer. The B-side defense now lost means that could be an opening. But for the Danes, they've still got this mid presence and could still look towards A.
Maybe it's going to go aggressive with this MP9. He's at least going to be posted up closer to mid. The idea in this angle is that as soon as Slacks has contact on B, he just rushes straight up Banana and pushes for that MP9 flank. That's currently the call, but you can see Slacks himself is paranoid because of his teammates' positioning that they can just creep Arch and wreck him that way. LYNGBY taking a nice amount of time before they execute. That buys room for Slacks to maneuver, but he can't land the opening shot. His teammate arriving on the flank as quickly as he can, but this AWP has to stay alive. That's crucial.
Well, the AWP will now have an AK in support because Mibit's actually been able to upgrade to that even stronger weapon. And you're right, he's trying to come up Banana, but for now it's quite delayed, and there's even an AWP trying to just keep watch to ensure that there is no one lurking from behind. Timing. That's literally what Banana could be at this point. And with Slacks getting nothing either, I mean, he does have to commit towards that. Raul's caught out. LYNGBY Vikings for the first time this half now look to pick up a round, but the AWP even drops down in CT thanks to timing. Cabby now needs to find this AWP left back. Looks for the last kill. A Glock, and maybe time might be enough for him. It's chaotic. It's going to be an AWP. Slacks attempted to save, but Cabby comes off better with 3 kills, and LYNGBY finally wake up on their T side.
Great movement there from Cabby, just dancing around that smoke, giving no opportunity for the AWP to even spot him at close range. It's so difficult. Perhaps the pistol should have been swapped too, but hindsight is obviously 2020. Alternate attacks now getting their first full buy together, but despite all of these bonuses with all of these MP9s, their economy still isn't in a perfect place. If they lost this round, it wouldn't be an ideal buy for them in the next.
Banana control is something Lyngby again look to try and challenge for, but again, just forced away from it. Alternate attacks, they use this utility rather quickly just to so quickly get that early confidence and knowledge that Banana isn't going to be a threat too easily. Slack somewhat tagged up. Still has the AWP posted up on short with an M4 supporting him on top and balcony. 4 or 3 players even in the apartment side of things. It's the right move to really fall away from that. As now the utility starts to rain in a play towards A, more than likely, and that's where Slacks at least can come off better.
Indeed, 3 big kills, 4 even for alternate attacks as Twinks on the way in has the AWP, looking around but can't get anything. Cressy takes him down. 4 players surviving for alternate means that their economic woes have been quelled with that victory. 13-8 up on Inferno. Lyngby now looking in trouble after a rather equal CT side. T side, again, statistically speaking, the stronger one for the Danes, but just not able to crack into this German defense.
Lyngby, they've always struggled to even consider a get towards Banana. Alternate attacks, that's what they've been really good with so far. And the nice little run boost at least delivers on the A side, but it doesn't deliver anything. Nades again, in both directions, in fact, do so much damage. Twinks' second set of nades, so vital. But it wasn't really a concern for this eco. Alternate attacks, they do come off better.
Twinks in that round, Louis. Twinx, rather. He killed 2 of his own teammates with a HE grenade.
Oh.
That's... We'll put that one in the back of our minds. Don't want to think about that. Move ahead towards the next round where everything's good and regular. Full buy for Lyngby with 5 AKs on the board. The AWP from Slacks, though, just been looking so lethal on the CT side. You'd expect it to hunt for an early kill, and it might just get one.
Mustering round, really, from Lyngby's point of view, if they want to at least get the winner's bracket advantage going up in this group stage. Skunk for now falls away with a Molotov and a set of nades sent in Bird's direction, but it's a lucky escape for the sole Dane player. Stays alone. Rouses a little deeper down towards the top of the ramp. M4 spray down, just so hopeful, but Twinx does find the initial one anyway. Nice shot back over towards A. Typos finds Slacks. And with it, it's a rather quick advantage which Lyngby now have in their favour.
The A-bomb site, indeed. That's the advantage they own. 5-on-3 retake for alternate attacks to consider. They have cash to buy up into the next, but I don't think that justifies pushing this angle. Save the rifles regardless of their money here. That's got to be the better call. Lyngby, they still haven't got the plant yet, though. Eventually it does go down, and you can tell the Germans might have thought they had an opportunity with the time available, but after that bomb does get planted, they back straight off out of there, save the 2 rifles forward. It's the smart call, and play from that point in the next round.
It wouldn't have been necessary that they went for a save in this round, given they've got a pretty comfortable economy, but they can certainly look for some external exit damage. Twinx is that one vulnerable player who, well, should be lucky to escape if he was to go in the pit. It's planted a little further deep into the site, so he should be safe, and seems to have little issues with that one. Now a 5-round gap means it's not looking as bad for the Danes, given how this half certainly started off as. They'll sort out the weapons, they'll look towards a buy, a full buy with it. Alternate attacks now look towards map point against Lyngby Vikings, now on the AKs.
AWP in the hands of Twinx and in the hands of Slacks. Are they going to fight in mid? That's the question. No, Twinx wants to take that AWP up towards Banana instead and get very aggressive with it up in between all those Molotovs. He could really find a kill here. Just can't land the timing, unfortunately, though. And now the nade tags him and Riles down even further. Lyngby under a little bit of pressure, but not too much. Once alternate attacks gets map point, the likelihood of them winning this best of 1 converts so greatly into their favor. But as long as they're stuck on 14, LYNGBY still have the potential to come back into things. They can still swing it in their favor. TwinX has gone through many Molotovs to get this map control, but eventually he has to back off because his team wants to go over to A, and that means that Rals and TwinX, they took all that damage in this round for nothing.
Well, a lot more pressure now applies onto the Danish squad. At least they're looking to head towards a quieter site of A, and Slacks, I'm amazed, doesn't hit that kill. In fact, it's damage in his direction, and now him forced to play safer. So give up long, and that's actual damage through the smoke also by Cressy. Doing it well, and I'm amazed he even gets the kill in the end. It's just occasional pre-fire taps, which are perfect time into his ears. 30 seconds now, looks to go, and LYNGBY now try and contest in what needs to be a must-win round for them.
Absolutely. Mirbit in the site, playing passive for the moment, waiting in the wings until Cressy pounces from the smoke. Mirbit from the site as well. It's all onto TwinX's shoulders. 3 to find with the AWP, but the HE will take him out of things. 15-9, and that was really weird in that last round. Slacks AWPing when he got dinked. I swear it was an AK that dinked him. Why on earth did he only lose half HP? He must have been hit through the wall.
CSGO things is the only way I can explain that.
Makes sense.
I heard the dink as well. I was just as confused, but it's for Ultimate ATTAX now, a chance to close out the map and look towards the winners bracket in this best of one early on here in Group D. Well, it's TwinX and Skunk to at least trade out, and if you are LYNGBY Vikings, you are wanting these kills. They do at least provide and deliver hope this round. A fast one up towards A is certainly a good call now. Mirbit will be the sole player left to maybe make an impact, and they've got to just clear him. Typos is at least reviewing the situation. A good peek and a good position means I don't think Stefan really has a chance. 1 against 4.
Not at all. Save that AK. You have to here. Cressy's only got $1,300. He's going to need a rifle drop. LYNGBY are going to plant in this A site in a matter of seconds. And if you really think you can walk in 1v4 with just a smoke to your name and be able to clutch that on your own, then, well, unless your name's simple, I don't really think that's possible. Alternate attacks, they will concede double digits to LYNGBY, but they still have 5 opportunities to close out this map.
Good one so far. And alternate attacks again. It's been rare when it's felt like they've been threatened on the CT side. LYNGBY went for the change of pace, and it worked out quite well, and they keep 4 alive. Or at least look to as the bomb now goes off. Alternate attacks their money. Not in the best scenario. Stefan technically can drop Cressy, so it should be a full CT buyout coming out now. But certainly a big call, whether they even invest in the North also. Stefan drops that over. They review the economic stance. They fully buy out. And again, LYNGBY have to go up against a strong rifle buy.
Banana just seems like such a mixed bag for alternate attacks here. Sometimes they aggress and it works beautifully, and sometimes they lose 3 players like they did in the last. So they play a little bit more passively this time, instead just dumping fire to ensure that LYNGBY don't go for any kind of B rush at the moment. And they've deterred them for now, but you can tell the Danes, they still want to take control of this portion of the map, and alternate attacks aren't content to give it away just yet. They're going to play aggressively around it. This could be dangerous once again.
Well, the flashing was there, but in fact, alternate attacks were flashed and they were forced to play it safer. So, no mistakes yet by the German side. And in fact, playing it even a bit more passive towards the site might be the best idea, but they've given up mid. They've had to now play this a lot more defensively. All of a sudden, Cressy is at risk of dying, but still with the M4 can deliver a kill and half damage onto Rouse. And with now maybe the A site in contention, even the B site could be an option. A lot more stacked up towards B, but still the site where Bird from Skies got the entry, and that might be enough to now force LYNGBY to head towards the site.
It might just 4-on-4, 1 Molotov, 1 flashbang for LYNGBY to get in. They can't smoke CT. And Scrunk shows you why you can't get away with that. TwinX does well to find Cressy, but the planter still in danger. TwinX going huge with the AWP though. And this could be another denial. Alternate attacks, they don't even go for it. He's a bit narrowly getting away with this with his life, as Cabby is going to go hunting for him. Economy in trouble for the Germans now. They can't really fall by into the next round whatsoever. And you can actually see Cabby, he can spot out the head of the AWP there in the apartment. So that's info on both saving players given. It's just a case of whether LYNGBY can successfully hunt them now.
Wow, it's a decision. Do you try and contest these kills as a CT player, or do you just try and play it safe? It's a massive gamble they have to go for, and luckily for them, they find at least 2 of the players on the site. Even the Deagle just gets eliminated by a no-scope. Slacks, ensuring TwinX can't do too much, and well, for LYNGBY, while it isn't quite the game-ending play, they still have a chance narrowly in this. The gap now down to 4. Alternate attacks.
They forced. That's really risky. That's really risky. That could be a route for LYNGBY back into this game.
And it's not a perfect by... Well, forces normally aren't perfect, but that nade damage towards Bird from Sky is, again, ideal. This time it's only Molotovs pushing in, maybe in mid, a little too hopeful as he falls to Rouse. Now Slacks. Need to avoid losing on the timing. That's what a lot of this game really has been. Just been players losing timings on peaks or anything.
Oh.
That nade's so good also. Rouse just chunked down to 43.
Shredded by that grenade, but still Cabby can convert a kill onto Slack. The A-bomb site in trouble again, but Cressy's here with an MP9 and he's stabilized. It does the job with the SMG. He's looking to convert into a better weapon, but there aren't any nearby. Spotted out, jumping down actually. Nearly aggresses into the AWP, but has to use the smoke as a shield for now. No further aggression can be afforded. Strunk is here with the CZ as well. He'd like a better gun if he can get it. Recovers an AK and just about saves his teammate from an early death to Rals. That keeps the man advantage in alternate attacks' favor now, and LYNGBY are completely spread out on this attack. TwinX is on B, but Bird from Sky with the bomb is lurking over A.
This kill with Stefan or Skrunk find a kill at this point, that's got to be GG. In fact, TwinX, fair play to him. He backs off at the right time when alternate attacks give up the A site, and when LYNGBY more or less gain the A site. It's not still perfect. It's not still ideal. And that kill's surely going to confirm it. That's the bomb also dropped. This could all fall apart now. A flash left and TwinX not even prepared for it. A nice try on the comeback, but just not enough. Alternate attacks come off winners. 16-11.